Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the China qualifiers for VCT 2023. These are just basically for the qualifiers for champions, 3 spots for China, and it's very respectable teams, basically teams that kind of thought and kind of knew that they were going to make it to Los Angeles in champions. Before we get into the results though, let's first have a look at the teams. And we have Attack Assault Esports, Edward Gaming, Bilibili Gaming, and Fun Plus Phoenix. All those 4 teams were invited teams. So Attack Assault Esports and Edward Gaming, they finished top 2 in Act 1, while Bilibili Gaming and FPX, both those teams finished, were basically the top finishing teams, apart from Attack Assault Esports and Edward Gaming in Act 2. As for the other teams, which are under the preliminary teams, these teams came from, the preliminary stage, where they needed to, I'm pretty sure, win a couple games to be in this position of possibly making it to Los Angeles. So this includes Trans Esports, Tylo, Team Weibo, Royal Never Give Up, Monarch Effect, Inter, 4 Angry Men, and Dragon Ranger Gaming. Here are the players as well. You might know them, you might not know them, doesn't really matter. So, let's have a look now at the results. So first start off with Trans Esports 2-0 win against 4 Angry Men. This one, not really, but not a surprise to me at all. Trans Esports, pretty sure they were coming in as, I guess, the first seed, I'm pretty sure, from the preliminary stage, so not really surprised there. And 4 Angry Men, they were kind of struggling most of the time. So 2-0 victory for Trans Esports, 39 on Haven, and 18-6 on Lotus, so very close there, and it was Fangif gained MVP. Monarch Effect, they win a pretty close game against Royal Never Give Up, 13-11 on Bind for Monarch Effect. Royal Never Give Up though, they got 13-6 on Haven, but 13-2 on Split, which is a write-off, and Below again MVP. Tyloo, 2-0 victory for them against Inter, 13-4 on Pearl, 39 on Lotus, and it was Abo again MVP. Fun fact about Abo, used to be part of Edward Gaming as well, so yes, I guess he's brought some Edward Gaming magic with him to Tyloo. Team Weibo, they were the final team to make it out of the knockout round. 2-1 victory against Dragon Ranger Esports, or Dragon Ranger Game. I'm pretty sure it's scored 30-10 on Haven though for Dragon Ranger, then 39 on Bind and 13-5 on Split, and it was Zoomer again MVP. Let's now moving on to the upper bracket quarterfinals. So it was Trans Esports winning against Attack Assault Esports, which was a bit of a surprise to me there. 13-10 on Lotus for Attack Assault Esports, so then 35 on Split and 13-11 on Bind though for Trace Esports, I should say. Once again, Fangf getting MVP. Pretty sure he is the duelist for the team, and he's actually a crack duelist player, I just want to say. There's a lot of crack duelist players which is in the Chinese region as well, so yeah, that's just something I want to say there. Bilibili Gaming, they win a pretty convincing win against Monarch Effect, a 2-0 victory for them. 13-10 on Lotus, 13-7 on Haven, and it was Wizzy again MVP for them. Tyloo, this was a bit of a surprise, but at the same time, Tyloo, they were coming to this into this event, I kind of thought a Tyloo was probably going to be in the top 5 at least. I wasn't expecting them to be better than Attack Assault Esports or even FPX in this situation here. 39 on Fracture, 30% on Bind, but they have some great players like one the main 9 body as well, who got MVP in that match. And Edward Gaming, they kind of dominated against Team Weibo. 13-6 on Fracture, 37 on Bind, and it was Kang getting MVP. Attack Assault Esports, they knock out the Monarch Effect, 13-5 on both Fracture and Split, and HFMI again MVP. And FPX, they knock out Team Weibo from the tournament, and it was Lifestyle again MVP, 13-5 on Lotus, 13-9 on Ascent. So moving now up to the upper bracket semifinals, it was Bilibili Gaming versus Trace Esports, 13-10 on Haven, 13-5 on Lotus, and 13-2 on Split to make it a 3-0 victory for Bilibili Gaming. It was Wizzy once again MVP, the duelist player for Bilibili Gaming. Tyloo, they lose to Edinburgh Gaming. Once again, no surprise there. It will take a lot to beat out Edinburgh Gaming. 13-6 on Split, 13-2 on Haven, 13-4 on Bind, and was Kang getting MVP once again. Tyloo, however, they knock out Attack and Soul Esports out of the tournament and their run to champions. 13-3 on Fracture though for Attack and Soul Esports, 13-10 on Fracture for Tyloo, including 4-12 on Ascent, and it was 9-body game MVP. And FPX, they keep their championship hopes alive as they win against Trace Esports to knock them out. 13 on Lotus though for FPX, 13-6 on Split for Trace Esports, and 13-8 on Ascent for FPX, and was A-Game MVP. And for the final one, we'll talk about before we actually get into VLR.gg, because I want to talk about these three teams mainly because these three teams are going into champions. FPX, they notch up the last spot for champions, along with Bilibili Gaming, who will be making their international debut in champions, and Edward Gaming, who will be making their third international event. FPX, they'll be joining them. 13-8 on Pearl though for FPX, 13-7 on Bind though for Tyloo, and 13-11 on Ascent, and 13-10 on Fracture, and Eurocall getting MVP for that. So let's first talk about Edward Gaming versus Bilibili Gaming. Even though this match basically happened before Tyloo versus FPX, I still want to talk about this on VLR.gg along with all the other championship teams. Pretty easy win for Edward Gaming versus Bilibili Gaming, a 3-0 victory for them. Can't see the rating, but that doesn't really matter though. All we know is that Kang, he continued to pop off throughout this whole game. Rin, who is the controller player mainly, he wasn't too bad, to be fair. We need to also talk about Biang for later, which I think everyone is probably going to be, I think everyone is waiting for my reaction of that. But a very good result for Edward Gaming, pretty convincing win there. 13-3 on Pearl, 13-10 on Bind, and 13-4 on Split. All they're going to Edward Gaming. And for performance-wise, we don't know. No idea, but I'm guessing a couple 4Ks from Kang, maybe with an ace, maybe a couple 3Ks, maybe 153 clutch wins more from Smoggy. Yeah, that's all I really know. Next up, Bilibili Gaming versus Fun Plus Phoenix. This was a very, very close game. A 3-2 victory for Bilibili Gaming to win to make themselves into the grand final against Edward Gaming for a rematch. Wizzy, 102 kills. Now, I'm not too sure who's the IGL for this team, but when they were doing basically announcing the players and the teams, I saw Wizzy was in the middle, and I'm pretty sure the middle is mainly where the IGL normally is. I might be wrong, but he was in the middle. So if it is true that Wizzy is actually the IGL, I am very, very impressed with him. But I'm not too sure if he is the IGL. I have no idea who. I don't know if Bilibili Gaming even has an IGL for this team. But if it is Wizzy, I'm very, very impressed with them. Lysol wasn't too bad. I'm pretty sure Lysol is now the 5th player. I'm pretty sure Yu Qian is now the 6th player for FPX. Yosemite was also really good as well. Bianca Knight, and then Lysol, he was the only one who didn't go negative at least for FPX. Lotus went to 13-11 for FPX, excuse me. 39 on Bind though for Bilibili Gaming. Pearl went to 39 for FPX. Split went to 13-6 for Bilibili Gaming. And 13-5 on Ascent for Bilibili Gaming. Went back and forth, and luckily it was a very, very close game, and it was closer than the last time they played, which was in the FGC Invitational in the upper bracket semifinals, where Bilibili Gaming won a pretty convincing 2-0 victory against them. Performance-wise, we can't see it for some reason. I don't know why, but we can't see it, which gladly moves on to the grand final, which was a 3-1 victory this time for Edward Gaming against Bilibili Gaming. Yeah, Kang, he was really good. I'm not too sure if this is actually updated. It's not updated actually on Haven, so we'll ignore Haven, even though that was 14-12 on side of Haven. But Kang, he was really good. He got MVP on both matches against Bilibili Gaming. I'm pretty sure Wizzy got MVP in the last one against FPX for Bilibili Gaming. But Kang, he got MVP here. Yosemite, probably the only player to actually go positive here. And yeah, I'll talk about the Biang situation on Haven. 13-6 on Split for Edward Gaming. 13-4 on Fracture also for Edward Gaming. 14-12 on bind for Bilibili Gaming. Pretty sure, yeah, this is the first time that Edward Gaming actually dropped the map as well, in this whole tournament. And 14-12 on Haven for Edward Gaming against Bilibili Gaming. Now, let's talk about Bianc for a minute. Bianc basically gave Edward Gaming the win. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and find the clip. If not, I will just get the clip myself. But what happened was that Kang ulted an A, going down to sewer. Bianc was hiding there, and with somehow, I don't know how the hell he didn't see him, but he looked away, but you could still see Kang on his screen. I was so shocked that actually happened. That was like the equivalent of failing to what's what I'm trying to look for. I can't remember what the word I'm trying to look for is. For trigger discipline. That's how bad it was. It was that bad, and he got 2 kills. I'm pretty sure from that. Like, Bianc single-handedly gave Edward Gaming the win, and they were match point. I'm pretty sure it was round 21. It was round 21, I'm pretty sure, and they were match point. I come into that round, and then they just lost the next 6 rounds. It was crazy that Bianc threw that hard. Yeah, I'm just shocked. However, this does show that Edward Gaming does have some weaknesses. It does show everyone that Edward Gaming does have weaknesses. So I'll give Bilibili Gaming that. And I'll also give Bilibili Gaming credit as well for being the first Chinese team to actually take a map off Edward Gaming in this tournament. Because it would have been just a smoke fest if that was the case. But I am shocked still about that play from Bianc. That is definitely going to be remembered for a very, very long time. Mainly in the Chinese scene, maybe not really in the other regions. I saw Sliggy, he was co-streaming this, so I think a lot more people are going to see this and be like, oh god, what is Bianc doing? That was something I was not expecting to see at all in a Valorant tournament. That was shocking to me. But either way, that is really all for the Chinese qualifiers. Now, as for the other LCQs, Americas, EMEA, and Pacific, as of recording this video right now on the 16th of July, Americas have started, EMEA and Pacific have not started yet, but I will be making separate videos on those qualifiers as well. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.